we're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine, to see what is going on today. It brings us a big alignment and a very spiritual alignment as our Pisces sun is conjunct Neptune in Pisces. And we want to be utilizing the last of this Pisces energy, because tomorrow is our equinox, and this brings us a shift into Aries season, and of course a season change depending on where you're at as to how that will go. So for us here in the northern part of the world, we are shifting into the spring and probably really excited about it. For you guys down under in Australia, of course, you're shifting into the autumn. But the equinox brings powerful energies and a lot of powerful light codes that we want to be tapping into. Today is an actual divine porthole that is amazing for spiritual union, as we know that Pisces energy has a lot to do with our dreams, intuition, and even soul consciousness and things like that. So pay attention to your dreams. You're going to be getting extra messages. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. They should be at an all-time high. And more importantly, pay attention to your inner voice and what is coming through for you specifically during this time. But I'm going to go ahead and do a reading first for the divine feminine, just to see what is going on. Pisces is a very spiritual energy, so this is a very powerful gateway or porthole into union, as they say, or into spiritual unions. Pisces is really amazing sign for teaching us about the interconnectedness of things and the spiritual aspects of things. It's a very psychic and intuitive sign, and of course a very empathic and compassionate sign. So we're kind of in, I look at it like the last day of Pisces season, and Pisces is about taking care of everyone else, and Aries season is like burn things down and focus on self. So different energies. Remember, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It's ruled by Neptune. We've had a lot of Neptune influence and energies lately. And of course, Aries is the next sign, or the new beginning of the zodiac, we can say season, okay? So we're going into different energies. We've had a big focus with kind of focusing on ourselves when we're in these Aries elements, but they can be very positive, because Mars rules Aries and can bring big bursts of energy. So March is always a very high frequency energy month, which is amazing for helping you with your spiritual awakening, the spiritual work that you need to be doing, getting you motivated and moving, and getting you recharged if that's what you need, okay? So we're going to go ahead and start with a reading specifically for the divine feminine, just to start. But I always say, just take what resonates for you. I love to do these videos to help you guys, but not every message may be for you, but take the ones that are. Take what resonates for your specific situation. That's why I encourage you to do the one-on-one phone call sessions with me on my website. I have so many options. So if you need it, I have readings. I have twin flame readings on there. I am an energy healer. I have a ton of healing sessions, clearings, and activations. I do twin flame coaching and things like that through my website. So make sure you guys are checking out my website, sparksthedivinelighealing.com. If you need me, you just book me on there too. Always trying to get you guys into more energy healings. This is something that is needed during this time for you to be really working on your energy. This is the biggest frequency change that you are going through in your life as you're navigating the changes that are happening on the planet during this time, and even your own spiritual path and spiritual awakening, especially on the twin flame journey, as it tends to show you a lot and teach you a lot about yourself and trigger a lot of things to the surface. But let's go ahead and get started with a reading, just to see first for the divine feminine, what is going on. Divine feminine collective, divine masculine, if you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. Our beliefs were just too different. I couldn't reconcile mine to yours. So oftentimes you guys might be like the yin and the yang. Like we were joking around, and I like to give you little examples or downloads or scenarios doing these videos. But me and my twin flame were talking the other day about, in some ways, obviously very complementary when you're dealing with twin flames. You can't get a better match. Now, what I think is important about this connection is this is your person the universe has picked for you, right? This is like letting go of all of your own conditioning and programming, and this is the person that God, the universe, has brought into your life for a reason. And this can be a challenging connection too, because it's going to show you and mirror back to you places that you need to heal and work on yourself for. And some people, maybe you love that, maybe some people that's a little rough for you, and that's okay. So he was kind of pointing out, and I like to point out how different in some ways you may be, like the literal yin to the yang and opposites. Like it was just something silly, but he was saying like, and this is like just an example, like he was saying he takes his, does something in the morning and I do it at night, right? Like in the routine or just little things, but you might notice you're very opposite in many, many different ways. And it just kind of depends on how, but you're going to notice that. And so it's like the yin to the yang, and we call this the duality, the polarity. And so sometimes there is a lot of duality and polarity that we might be healing just between men and women, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, to balance these energies within ourselves. And of course, with this other person, because that's what divine union is. It's to be in harmony and in alignment with yourself first and then with this person. And so one of the bases for divine union is being in alignment with yourself. This is all about becoming the best, healthiest, I say, version of yourself, the happiest version of yourself too, because this is what takes us into these higher frequencies. And alignment is like feeling good within ourselves and doing that self-work to heal any areas or work on any areas that we may need it. And so this is important that you're really working on yourself during this time. And I love Aries season. It's all right, but I will say I love it because it can help us to shift the focus that we've been in Pisces season about everyone else, maybe even in Aries season, to really do the self work. And sometimes that might be needed too. So we're going to see a big shift that's happening. If you are an empath, a twin flame, a light worker, a healer, you might be sensitive to these energy shifts, hopefully, right? Unless you're dead, like, right? You might be feeling some of the cosmic energies trying to get your attention in the background of your life, jokes aside. And so you're probably feeling some of these energy shifts and, you know, the different shifts of energy that we're going through because we've been navigating a lot of heightened energy. And I feel that this year is going to be quite intense energetically, but it is helping us to level up in a massive way and to get where we should be or where we're wanting to be or where we're needing to be too. So I was like kind of joking, I was going to put, you know, we're kind of riding that equinox wave, right? So a lot of powerful energies come at us during the equinox, and I think it's perfect. We're in this eclipse porthole too that we've all kind of set aside, but that is the combination of equinox energies, a lot of solar energies, a lot of lunar energies, and a lot of galactic energies, and when they combine, potent, amazing. We are instant manifesting. This is the time if you're trying to heal something, you're trying to clear a block, you're trying to make something happen, you're trying to move something suddenly. Time passes by, but my feelings don't change even though you no longer trust me with your heart. And so you're going to know because this person is going to be on your heart with this connection. Oftentimes, these are the connections where I say if they didn't go right the first time, this is someone the universe probably is going to bring back. I could say in and out. These are the connections where the universe keeps trying to bring you together. And you might notice that. This could be someone that disappears and reappears in your life, or that has always been around you. And I find that sometimes these are powerful connections because they're still in your life, or a lot of times karmic situations and people were sometimes being guided to, I don't want to say get rid of, purge out and clear connections that are karmic based and not good for us, because these are attracted out of wounding or karma or attachment. And this is a lot of what we're doing and what we're trying to heal during this time. So I want to go into your twin flame is going to mirror back your patterns, which is very important because I feel there's a lot of us are still asleep to during this time, and your twin flame is going to show you, and maybe even in that reverse polarity, things you might be saying, doing, thinking to help you to break out of patterns. And it's up to you to heal and break out of patterns not serving you, because it is some of these behavioral, we could say behavioral, or even thought patterns or ways of acting out of usually deeper conditioning that we are breaking out of. That's what ascension is, right? Breaking out of and healing and getting rid of because they're no longer serving us, so that we can, act better or more in alignment or to heal. And so if you're stressed out or you have hidden negativity or a lot of negative thoughts, that can affect the dynamic. And so it's important that you're doing the self-work during this time, especially with Mercury in retrograde and Venus retrograde. Talk about intense. We are navigating the eclipse porthole with 2 retrogrades at the moment, at the least. And we're doing the equinox, right? And of course we're shifting into Aries season, which is like burn it all down kind of vibes, right? So this is very intense, the energy cocktail, we could say, that we're in. However, it's really, really to help you. Now, it's taking you into your past. If you have old people popping into your life, well, it depends. It's up to you. You can do anything you want here on this planet. You can live your life any way you want, but I always suggest not to go back into old patterns or old connections. If you're like, you've leveled up out of it, you've done a lot of healing work. And then also on that note, a lot of you guys, and this is starting with Divine Feminine, these messages, a lot of you guys are becoming very sensitive. And it's just because you recognize when people haven't done the work, when they're acting in ways that are aligned with you, maybe not treating you good, right? And things like that. And you're not wanting to hang around that right now. I was saying something like you don't want to sit in negative energies. A lot of you guys, this is a good thing where you're becoming sensitive to other people, their patterns, and how they react and act with you, and even negative energies. So sometimes right now, a lot of you guys are still, I hate to say it, spending a lot of time working on yourself by yourself, especially for those of you guys in separation. You might not get that part of the process. It is so beneficial because you have to sit with your own thoughts and, I don't want to say starve and purge out your own energy attachments. So if you are apart, and this could just be like you're in union but spending days apart, or you're in a separation, sometimes these can be dramatic, like no contact, no communication. It's so that you can really work on yourself. And then these things get triggered to the surface, generally by the other person on each side, so that you can see things and deal with them and to clear out things on the energy level. So energy clearing work can help us a lot with clearing out karmic imprints, karmic attachments, energy attachments, blocks, negative, programs, and all sorts of things that are really, really gonna benefit us and help us. So if you guys are navigating, obviously a spiritual awakening, all of us, or even like a separation period, just use it as a space to continue to clear out whatever it is that is coming up in the spaces where you may have negative thoughts or negative energies or negative feelings. And this is huge, arise, because oftentimes the twin flame journey is going to trigger a lot of negative feelings and emotions, and it's nothing outside you. It's always what you're dealing with, what is coming up. And so they're actually helping you in a huge way by helping you to clear out, right, negative energies that have been holding you back, blocks. And sometimes it doesn't feel good. It can feel like a lot of purging, or, having to face these aspects of yourself that are part of you, where you might need to do the shadow work or look at yourself or heal yourself. And this can be an awkward, uncomfortable process. But this is also the process of ascension that your twin flame is helping you with, no matter what your situation looks like. The universe is always giving you what you need to help you with this work too. So doing energy work can really, really help you, especially in some of these spaces. You're going to probably have a lot of feelings, I call emotions, right? Feelings and emotions, which are energy that are surfacing. And it's all about taking care of yourself, keeping yourself clear, keeping yourself feeling good and in alignment, which will help you to move through whatever process you're in a lot faster, right? Now, a lot of you guys are in union, it doesn't stop. So in some ways, any spaces that you spent time by yourself are to help you to learn how to be with yourself, sit with yourself, get into your highest alignment, and to really shine and feel good, so that you can do that balanced with this other human or this other person together in union too, because you're still going to have layers and wounds and things that are coming up in these relationships and in these connections, especially when you're going deep in these connections. Hopefully you're getting to know each other on a real deep level, like a lot deeper, right? This is a deep connection. This is a spiritual connection, and one that it helps you to also not just see them, but see yourself through them and whatever's kind of coming up too. So everyone's at different places. Regardless, we have a lot of like heart chakra work. We're dealing with the equinox. I think it's very heart chakra energy too. So just make sure that you're keeping your heart open and clear too, and working on your heart chakra. That will help you, working on releasing any negative energies or emotions that might be coming up. This is how we actually raise our frequency, to clear out dense energies or negative energies, to detox the body, things like this. we were too different. That's why I'm with someone similar to me. Now, this isn't for everyone, but some of you guys might be navigating situations with your person. It just kind of depends. And usually this is why I help you guys with this work, because sometimes your twin flame might be mirroring your own thought patterns and sometimes not picking. You guys could continue to create on a, what I call a romantic blueprint or template, or, you know, out of patterns that are probably not serving you. So if you see familiar patterns like, okay, every one of my lovers X, Y, and Z, or with the twin flame, I mean, this is a twin flame reading, so my twin flame is acting out karmic patterns that previous partners have. Okay, there's a problem there. Or twin flame might be with a person, or you might be with a person and stuck. And it just kind of depends. The universe is always going to send your twin flame when you're ready for them. Sometimes it can require work, but this is something that some of you guys might be navigating, and it's much more common than you think. These situations where you might be awakened to the fact that this is your person, they might not be ready for you if in another connection, or you might be in an existing connection, and this could be a hard space to navigate. And then I always encourage you to try to, and everyone's situation is different. This is why I say you can always do calls to me as often as you need them, but it will help to shift the narratives and your thoughts around this situation and to really work on healing yourself. If this is something coming up for you, it's often about what is being triggered to heal within the other person that's like open and ready. And this could be patterns that you need to look at, or romantic patterns. This could be something in your blueprint of why this could be happening. This could be something going on with your thoughts and, you know, how you're creating narratives or creating your reality. It just kind of depends. So there might be some type of, this isn't for everyone, some type of karmic block here with the connection. It just kind of depends on how. I'm coming to you with an offer. Will you say yes? When I offer you my hand, will you take it? So this is my favorite. It's relationship offer and shifting into union. Let's call this relationship what it is, union, right? This is like maybe this person, so this could be your person coming back in ready and, you know, figuring things out or awakening more to the connection. Maybe they already are awakened and, you know, they haven't fully come forward, especially if not in union. If in union, because a lot of you guys are, I see a lot of you guys getting ready to go to the next level. And this could be whatever you want to manifest. This could be like engagement. This could be marriage, moving in together. I see all sorts of things kind of happening, and it just kind of depends on what you're manifesting and creating with your person within these unions. But I know that your twin flame is going to hold the same core values. So if you like see a certain lifestyle for yourself, or I don't know, paradigm or reality you want to make, your twin flame is going to be right there with you, aligned with that. You're going to find that your person's going to be very aligned with you and on a spiritual level. So the differences between, and I'm going to go there, karmics, soulmates, and twin flames is that when you're doing the work, first off, karmics are going to tell you to stop doing the work. They're going to tell you not to heal. They don't want you to change, right? Because changing is going to require you to get boundaries and leave unhealthy connections, and probably them. But they will hold you back, I've noticed a lot of the time. And I know, and then as you do the healing work, because your soul's going to take you there anyway, right? As you're doing the healing work, and you're raising your frequency, you're going to fall out of frequency with any person or people that aren't doing the work generally. So like, just say you're meditating, you're doing energy healing, you're clearing your own patterns and programs, and you were in this karmic relationship, you're probably going to notice more and more, I think, disharmony and disagreements, right? And I know, and then the person is probably, the karmic is going to pick at you and try to pull you back down to their level and be mean to you, usually, right? And you might notice that, and you're probably going to want to vibrate out of there anyway. So a lot of times the karmics are going to discourage you. I've heard so many people say, oh, you shouldn't be healing, or like, and these are major red spiritual flags. It's like the universe wants you working on yourself. I told someone they were having a situation in their life, and I said, do you know how you can easily shift out of some of this stuff if you're not having a good time in a situation? Just show the universe that you're willing to change and acknowledge patterns and that you're working on it. And this is huge for the universe and shifting out of karmic lessons that have been real loud trying to get your attention. And the universe just wants you, and just working on yourself, just working on things, to see things, to work on things, okay? And then the thing is with a twin flame is that this is going to be someone who probably pushes you to do better. It depends on how this will come about. as you begin to do the work to raise your frequency, they're going to meet you there and mirror any progress that you've had. So I see some people can like not be having the best time or whatever. And when you get up into this higher frequency, they're going to mirror you on so many levels. And this is going to help you a ton with doing the work. They're going to encourage you to do the work. They're going to want you to be your best self. They're not going to want this unhealed, messy version that your karmics were okay with. They want you to do the work and show up as that person that they know you're supposed to be, right? And so oftentimes whatever's going on, they're going to reflect that. So if like you have really bad habits and the twin flame's been mirroring that to you and it's been causing issues, you heal that pattern, you get rid of it, you work on it, it's gonna be gone for them. You can shift patterns for the both of you. In fact, some of the things that you're noticing within the other person are things you need to either heal as a pattern you hold, or an aspect you hold, or a negative thought that you had, right? And so when you shift out of this stuff, when you slowly, gradually begin to work on yourself and just working on becoming the best version of you, you know, you got negative habits that you've been programmed with and probably picked up and learned, and some of these go really far back. This is the work that we came here to do though. And when you begin to heal and work on things, the twin flame will no longer do these things. They're going to reflect any progress you have done. In fact, all of your relationships in your life have been a mirror. However, with twin flame, the mirroring is much more profound. They're going to reflect the level that you're at, where you're at. And as you change, it's natural that your relationship should evolve if you're evolving really, really fast. In fact, I always kind of say like, and I know this is someone who really does the work. I've had a lot of people come and go, and that's okay, right? Because you realize that as you're changing, you're no longer on the same frequency or the same places, and you're vibrating higher. And this is a good thing, okay? So you know that as you're working on yourself, your relationships are naturally going to change, and everything's going to change in your twin flame connection if they mirror you too. And so it would make sense that if you are, you know, having a really not good karmic cycle with someone as you healed, sometimes you don't understand, you're being called somewhere else because you're vibrating out of it. And this is how it works with the karmics. And you can tell it's the twin flame because they're going to reflect back your thoughts, your progress, and your energy and your frequency and your vibration to a T. And so you're going to be able to really, really tell. So karmic connections hold you back in a lot of ways. They're people who are not doing the work. That's how you can tell. They're not going to, I had someone tell me like, you always want to fix and wake up and change the karmic. They're not going to. You're going to notice if you're around people not doing the work, then they're bad for your energy. And I think this is huge of the divine feminine, something that you're learning, that there will be people, this could be karmic partners, this could be friends, people around you that are not doing the work, and they might be using your energy to fulfill the energy needs because they're not connecting to source and they're not healing. And all of this work is designed to help us to better connect with source, to harness and tap into and embody more of that source energy that we need. So it makes sense that as you're healing yourself and doing the work, you're no longer going to be interested in energy vampires, one-sided connections, narcissists, people that are using you, people that are mistreating you, people that can't see your value and see your worth, which is a lot of what you've had to move through, unfortunately, and lessons that you've had in some of the karmic experiences that you've had in your life so that you could understand the value of your energy and just how important it is, because that's the most valuable thing that you have in your life. So it makes sense that it's very valuable to work on our energy, because we know when our energy's off, things go off in our life. When our energy is, high frequency and we're doing amazing, our life will reflect that in every single way. So you're being guided to really work on yourself, and Aries season is going to help you to do just that, by the way. And whether it's just things coming up in your life that you need to handle, but also doing the spiritual and the energetic work, this is going to be really, really important. So sometimes it's just nothing personal, it's just vibrational. And like I said, starting this video, you're going through some of the biggest vibrational shifts on the planet during this time and changing your frequency. So it's important that you're doing things that are good for your energy and really reflecting, spending time with yourself and taking care of your energy. This is going to really, really help you, and to be mindful of your connections too. If they're not good for you, we have my favorite cards because I brought these light cards. And make sure that you're nourishing yourself and nourishing your energy just like you would other people. Some of you guys are beautiful empaths, light workers, starseed healers. I think it's important that you're really taking care of yourself and nourishing your energy and your soul and your spirit and doing things that are good for you, because that's really helping to bring this next version of yourself through, which is so important too. Okay, and then of course we want to be working on, and this is, I don't know if you can see, you want to be working on your chakra system. This is where we hold a lot of deep-rooted traumas, karmic imprints, cords, attachments, and things that can, dislodge or block up our energy. And so as you're waking up and becoming more conscious of your own self and your own energy, you're going to be guided to declutter a lot on the energy level and on the chakra level. Make sure that you're really doing some type of chakra work. This is going to help you a ton in taking care of your energy. And so if you're feeling like negative energy, you're not feeling in alignment, I have so many good clearings or healings on my website. Having a rough time, even just wanting to raise your frequency and go to that next level of your life, it's going to require doing some type of energy work. And your twin flame is actually here to show you ways that you're out of alignment with yourself. If they're pointing out your wounds, blocks, triggering these wounds, blocks, whatever it is, they're here to show you things that you need to heal that are in the way, usually with yourself, but of course with union too, because this outer union is always a reflection of your inner state and how in alignment you are with yourself too. So this is like keeping all of your chakras clear or healed, and you might know you have issues within some of your chakras, and you can tell by things that you've been through, whether it's like health problems, patterns, or maybe you're struggling in some of these areas too. And it just kind of depends which one. I was thinking, I don't want to, but you can go up each chakra and really assess and kind of see where you're at with each one if you're struggling with some of them. And you can see this reflected in your twin flame relationship too. I see a lot of miscommunication, throat chakra. I see a lot of not seeing things clearly, illusion coming up this shift. That's the third eye, right? Crown chakra, this is ego issues, and we can so on and so on. Walls, blocks of the heart, pain coming up, heart chakra, you know what I mean? So energy problems, solar plexus, right? Money problems, energy problems, relationship problems, sacral, root chakra, home problems, right? Not feeling anchored, not feeling safe. And so we can kind of see the chakras is something that's coming up big time so that we can heal these things, feel safe within our connection, have a healthy relationship, have a balanced energetic dynamic, be open to love, open to communicating your needs fully, right? Seeing things as they are. And of course, we have the ego work coming up with this Pisces alignment is helping us to dissolve spiritual or ego boundaries to help you. So chakra work is so important, especially if you're attracting, or we could say mirroring back your own issues and things like that too. So this, if you have chakra blocks, obviously they affect your relationships. So the more open you are with your chakras and healed, you're going to have healthier connections and things like that. You're being guided to find what you enjoy during this time and to really tap into these spiritual gifts and abilities. This is going to help you to create soul-aligned abundance, to be happier, to be healthier, to have healthier connections and things like that too. So you're being guided to, I say unpackage, activate your spiritual gifts and abilities more. So as you're doing this work, a lot of it too is tapping into the spiritual in whatever way that is too. This is an amazing time to be connecting with your angels and spirit guides, with these energies, or even your ancestors. Star being healing code. So make sure you are open because you're getting important information as your wounds are being healed and you're recharging your energy. Amazing things start to happen. You start to feel better. You ever notice you feel kind of yucky or tired when your energy is low? And there's a lot of things that can do that with us, right? As we're navigating Earth during this time. So this is why it's important that you're doing energy healing and energy work to recharge your energy, to let go of old wounds, and to help you to feel good and feeling in alignment, because this is important as to how you're showing up too. So This is like, make sure that you're connecting. There's a lot of light codes that come in for the equinox. I love it. You guys know I'm going to be working today and tomorrow, I see. And I have tons of, they might be hard to find, they're at the bottom of my site. I have tons of activations and healings up for the equinox. Check them out. This is like one of the best times to be doing healings anyway. Tapping into these energies, you're going to notice them. They'll be making you feel really, really good. I had someone say that to me yesterday, like they were feeling amazing and having a great day. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So you want to be tapping into these healing energies. Great if you're just needing a shift your situation, or some overall healing energy. Sirius star blessings. And so this is my Sirius card, and I love it because we begin to align with some of these galactic planets. So I like to think of Sirius as our spiritual sun. And so what happens during the equinox, I was going to say the solstice, but we'll start with the equinox, is things open up and our planet aligns with our sun and our spiritual sun, Sirius, and of course the great central sun, right? And we receive a lot of energies now. A lot of people won't like this because we think of sources like, obviously this, I don't want to say spiritual deity, but sometimes most connect with those energies of our sun, our spiritual sun, and our great central sun. We're really connecting with the energies of source. It kind of gets filtered through, right? So we really connect with these spiritual energies and with the energies of source during this time. And it's a great time to be tapping in for energy work, healing, activations, upgrades, things coming through. So connecting with that energy, Lemurian seed codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, and living with grace. I love this card because I have one of the few I work with, a Lemurian crystal, and I sleep with it a lot. It's not funny. And yesterday I had it recharged on, like, it was on my windowsill, and I noticed I could see a lot of rainbows on my wall, and I was wondering what they were coming from. It was coming through the Lemurian quartz on the windowsill. There were like rainbows everywhere. And it was funny because I had a picture of me and my twin flame on the wall, and it was right by there, like shining rainbows there. Work with Lemurian crystal. It's really, really powerful for you. I love any type of quartz, but Lemurian quartz is very powerful for you. I love it for when I'm sleeping in the dream time. It can help you with tapping into the dream time. It can help you with healing. I think it's just an amazing healing crystal if you're looking for one for overall healing and things like that. So we talk about restoring, recharging your energy. Crystals are amazing. I have a really nice crystal Reiki class on my site if you need it. I have tons of Reiki classes on there. The divine matrix, interconnectedness, synchronicity, and coincidence. So pay attention to the signs, synchronicities, and messages that you're getting during this time. This is like a lot of powerful signs and symbols coming through. Pay attention to your dreams. You're going to get important messages there. So we have the death in reverse, and we talked about letting go of repeating negative patterns and being overly dependent. So this is my codependent card, holding on to old situations. So I love to, part of my job, I help you guys to break out of patterns. I was telling my own person, I'd say 90% of the time when I begin to point out reoccurring patterns, usually I only point them out because it's something shared, like you and the twin flame are holding them and doing them. And I point it out. A lot of people don't have that awareness. So this is the asleep, unconscious areas to bring this online. So it can really help you to work with a good healer that's going to help you to pinpoint patterns, problems, and blocks so much faster, because maybe sometimes we don't notice everything, right? And so that's why you do work with someone, because they're going to help you a lot with how to heal those patterns and things like that too. So we have old patterns that are no longer serving you coming to the surface, and it's important that you're working through some of these things and realizing them, especially if the twin flame is doing them or acting them out. And they can go down to many different things. I always teach you guys a lot with the sessions I do with you guys, just for you. Anyways, letting go of old energies and old situations. It's important that we're letting go of these patterns, because they start out as thought patterns and then become behavior patterns. and then of course patterns in our relationship, right? And so it's important that we're healing certain patterns so that we can attract or create better or manifest better in our situations. So some of the problems that we are having come down to programming and patterns and how we're wired up and things like that. So we have a big focus on letting go of things no longer serving you, especially old outdated patterns with this message. And this is everything kind of coming up and things like that. So with this card, and it's my 7 of Swords. It's like maybe you're having a reveal moment. This is the eclipse energy. Things are coming up. We can connect more easily with the subconscious or the unconscious, and we're waking up more, we're beginning to see things more clearly, or to understand what to be doing or what to be working on. So we have these kind of energies. And this is the Judgment card, but this is like my Karma card. This is like you're getting a wake-up call in your life. And I was trying to explain that because I very much like to live in alignment with the universal energies that are giving us all of our lessons and trying to teach us and show us certain things. And a lot of people are getting a wake-up call during this time, major awakening energy in your life, whatever that could look like for you, to clear karmic energies. We were talking about clearing out old cycles, karmic lessons, things like that. And so this is like, it could be healing karmic wounds, patterns, cycles, things that are coming up in your life during this time that are trying to get your attention to teach you more about yourself, your own wounds, your own patterns, and things that you need to heal. So this is like my clearing some type of karmic energy kind of card might be coming up for you. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and this is a new beginning, and this is usually around manifesting your dreams and jobs, but this is a relationship reading too, so you got to remember that. This is my Any of the Aces, new beginning energy and starting over. This could represent a new cycle. So maybe you're in separation. That would be reunion and union come next, per se, that you've healed your issues. Some people sit and they don't heal and not much happens because it does require you to heal your issues to be able to have it go different or to keep going the same way. So I know some twin flames can get stuck in karmic cycles or cycles that aren't healthy. And generally at that point, this can lead to separation or separation issues. And then in union, this is like a new energy coming in. You can always shift your connection no matter what it looks like or where you're at with it. And so this is like in union, a new energy coming in. That's what the equinox is for, bringing everything back to life. New energy, new vibrations is much needed. So this is like my new energy in a positive way coming in to help you with whatever it is. So this is like my new beginning energies. For some that could look like a new cycle and starting over, but it's not going to be some magic wand. You're probably going to have to go back in and surpass. Like if this was like, I don't want to say trials, tests, like your life consists of tests and you failed your final midterm for French, you're going back to take that French exam and you got to get through the same lessons you might not have been able to pass through before. And you're going to have to do it better, maybe less triggered, maybe manifesting better, maybe clearing patterns, whatever it is. That's why I always say I'm always around to help you guys with this. So a lot of times people, when they get the chance with their twin flame, you have to have healed or you'll get the same results. But when you heal, you're going to be able to handle things differently, right? From a more healed state, and you'll be able to handle it. Where it might have spun you last time or triggered you or, thrown things out of whack or whatever's happened specifically. So for some, this is a chance to get it right. Some in union, this is just new energies and a new cycle coming in. Okay, we're going to do Divine Masculine cards. Let's see what's going on for you. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, if you're watching, direct messages from your masculine. I worry that you've moved on and this is all in my head. Is it? Do you still think about me? All right. They worry that you have moved on sometimes. This isn't for everyone. And this is like, it could be for separation, but it doesn't have to, because this is all levels. I help all of you guys with this. Some of you guys are having navigating separation challenges. A lot of you guys are actually dating this person, and a lot of you guys are in union too. So I help everyone with this too. And I think it's a good place for me to be, because I'm very switched on to things, and I see a lot of like, it can be confusing to navigate some of this stuff, right? So you want someone that can help you with it. And so I feel this is why like the universe kind of put me in this stuff too. So, so everyone's at different places. Remember that, but it's part of your journey of whatever you need to heal, because twin flame is a journey into union. And it's also a journey of what you need to heal and things like that. Your twin flame never moves on. Like, even if you think that, like, even if you think they're going in another direction, like the Pisces fish, they always are connected with you, and it's always part of the journey. Just remember, everyone's journey can look different based on, what karma you're working through or lessons you're working through in this lifetime, or what you need to heal to get into union or in the union. I knew you were right, but I couldn't admit it to myself or to you. So Divine Feminine might have some really good psychic intuition. Both of you should. Both of you guys are empaths. And maybe sometimes people are blocked up and don't express that, but you got to remember twin flames have powerful gifts. And a lot of times you guys are having a little bit of a different path here, and it's a little bit more about spiritual awakening. Some of you guys might have masculine not fit in. You might be a little awkward with people. You know, some of these masculines are like hermit, you know, whatever it is. Some of you guys maybe didn't have so many partners and experience, and you might have been a little more mindful of karmic exchanges. Some of you guys might have had the experiences and partners, but you didn't find what you were looking for until your divine feminine or whatever it was that is helping you to switch on to this connection. So these divine masculines, they know that this is their person, and sometimes that could be, you know, sometimes they're all in, sometimes that could be a little bit scary for them too, the intensity of the energy and of the connection. So this is why it is so important. I know this is divine masculine reading, that the divine feminine heals, because the divine masculine is very sensitive to what the divine feminine is thinking, tapping into, feeling, going through, and things like that. So it's important that both have healed enough to be able to really, you know, kind of vibe together in this connection. So divine masculine, you feel an awful lot, maybe more than the divine feminine might think, and things like that. And because of the mirroring effect, it's very interesting to me that both of you guys are probably seeing yourself much more than the other in the connection. And I know so this is why it's important to clear the illusions and projections and distortions within yourself or within the connection too, or they can kind of get in the way. But divine masculine is a feeler, okay? Just in case you guys needed to know that. They know that, but just in case someone needed to know that. And so this is why it's important also that you're doing things that are good for your energy, divine masculine, because you're sensitive to energy and you're picking up on a lot of energy, whether this is your environment, your surroundings, your twin flame connection. This is why I think it's really important that you guys are equinox, connecting with nature, even if it's a little bit, sit in the sun, the ground, just go for a walk, whatever it is, spend some time in the woods, whatever it is, just connecting with nature, number one, keeping your energy clear and healing your old baggage, because it's a little bit like, I would say, Pandora's box getting opened up. Like, you thought you were good, but you've been kind of stuffing and repressing, and it's like, you know, your twin flame probably, you know, opens Pandora's box like for you, and a lot of emotions and stuff can come up, and you're feeling a lot. That's all I'm getting at. So you're also feeling a lot of intense emotions, whether love for your partner, hopefully, or even negative energies that they might be going through or you might be going through. So it's important that you're also taking care of your own energy, divine masculine, because you are a deep feeler too. I didn't realize I loved you until it was too late. I'm so sorry. There's so much unspoken between us. I need to tell you how I really feel. Now I'm going to back up to this message. I feel that sometimes we go through a lot of lessons here on earth. I'm going to pull up the Akashic. And sometimes we go through some of these lessons with people that are obviously very close to us in the spiritual, but while we're on earth, we may not understand everything. And that's okay. But your twin flame is closest to you in the spiritual. So if you've been through heavy lessons with this person, I feel it should be easy to forgive them and move on or start over. And sometimes that's why what is required for like a good karma cleanse or clearing, or to release karmic energies or heavy energies. So it sounds like with this message, you guys might have a history or have been through a lot together. Sometimes this is past lives and you don't remember it. But you'll find, oh, you met this person and you instant connected. And this is because love picks up where it left off. It doesn't matter if it's in this lifetime. So say you met this person, you think it's for the first time, and very fast you just want to be around them, or you knew, or you had a knowing, or we call that the recognition, right? And this is from past lives. So maybe it's in this life where, you know, you've been with this person and, you know, it didn't work out. They come back in and it's like instant. You kind of just can pick up right where you left off. Like, or whatever, right? Because you've done this before. That's what I'm getting at with this person. So you have this soul knowing of it. However, sometimes we come to earth to work through our own karmic baggage, things we picked up in childhood, family line, ancestral line, previous lives, whatever it is. And so sometimes this is why I love past life healing, especially for twin flames. If you guys are having issues or karmic cycles or energies, dive into the past life box, right? I have a nice little section on my website for past lives and things like that. So it's very beneficial to heal past energies, obviously childhood wounds, previous relationship things, but also past lives too for twin flames. It'll really, really help you. Okay. So we have it. And then we have this other message that was on the card about, we talked about maybe communication blocks. Well, I always say this is step one for people. If you guys are in no contact, no communication, opening up communication, but sometimes that's not as easy as you think, especially sometimes if you've ever dealt with a blocked situation. This is just them not talking to you or coming towards you, or actual blocked or not replying. Sometimes it's like leaving you on read or unread. Sometimes it's actual like blocking because we're living in social media, digital world and things like that. Or just not talking to you, or, you know, whatever it is. Or maybe some of you guys I see are talking and like not talking a lot. Like putting some space in between it, whatever it is. Communication, throat chakra will help with that. If you ever find yourself stuck in runner chaser energy, it's not about the runner running away, because that's what people, they go into the spin and they're in a chasing frenzy and like really crazy. Sometimes, I'm not trying to pick, and it will make you go into this state, but it's not about the runner who's probably just backed up. I say it's temporary. It's about the other person and healing that needy, unhealthy energy, because that's attachment and things like that. So it's about healing those energy attachments, because that's what makes people in the chaser mode. I know. And the stuff that comes up. So when you heal that, and when you heal whatever's being triggered, it will heal that cycle so that they stop doing that, right? And things like that. So it just depends. Everyone is different. But what I'm getting at is all these problems let's say go to the throat chakra. And sometimes we don't think that. And needing to heal that too. So if you're just wanting better communication, your person to talk to you more, open up more, or even more extreme healing, you know, my person's not around kind of stuff. This is why the energy healing is so effective. And also we talked a little bit on the other side about chakra healing. Now DM is naturally needing to heal their throat chakra. And I just feel it goes down to some of these issues and things like that. That could be, our throat chakra helps us to communicate our needs and feelings. And so sometimes it's programming, like guys are taught, don't talk about your feelings, and thinking that this makes you look, I don't want to say like less than, or vulnerability might be hard for you because you've been taught to put on this persona. I call these the masks, and like I'll have to try to go into this the best I can. It's hard to put this stuff into words, but we all have so many masks that we might put on. And I was like seeing it like these masks, and this is what we're here to clear, all this programming of who we think we are and our personas and how we act, and this is like things like that, to get past these masks. That's the ego, right? And to get past this many layers of ego, it might be how you act in specific situations or at times, or how you want your flame to see you, or whatever it is, right? How you want to be versus who you really are, or whatever it is. And spirituality helps us to get rid of all those masks. And when you strip them all away, you're left with who you are, and you're really having to look at who you are and who you want to be, and becoming that 5D version of ourselves, because most of those masks are the 3D, right? Like stripping away the masks to get to the core of who you really are can require us to get really honest and vulnerable about who we are with ourselves, so that we can kind of assess it and tweak it and become who we're meant to be, which is from that 3D ego self that we thought we were, into this, I call it a rebirth, because it's perfect time of year, because the equinox and even Easter is rebirth energy across many cultures across time, right? The spring. And so it's this rebirth into your 5D best version of yourself. So we have this divine masculine working on your throat chakra and maybe opening up more and really connecting. First, you got to connect with your own feelings to be able to express them, right? So connecting with that. Okay, so we have soul family, and I love this too. Some of you guys are connecting more to who you are in the spiritual as you're doing this work too, and connecting with your soul family, and I love that too. You're gonna find these people are awake and like you're vibrating to them. You might find you're connecting with other awakened, like-minded souls. I think it's important that you're nurturing your other connections, and you're going to find a lot of healing there. This is where you're going to find your support, your friendships, and it's going to help make you healthy and well-rounded. I see, and I'm not trying to pick, but in toxic connections, a lot of times you guys just hang around each other too much. And it's like, okay, if you were by yourself and single, you'd probably be nurturing some of your friendships, I hope, and other things or activities you like to do. And then sometimes people get into these relationships, and it's all about the relationship and not having a healthy balance. And I feel sometimes the twin flame process can help us to stay healthier within this connection too, and to really focus on doing things, whether this is activities that you enjoy, nurturing other soulmate connections that are obviously platonic, right? And friendships and kind of, you know, like-minded people. This will help you. And then we have going within and manifesting. And this is like everything that I'm about, the manifestation. Manifesting the results that you want. We talked earlier about if you're not getting the results you want, taking a deeper look at patterns and blocks that might be in the way. This will help you. Okay, we have Venetian Galactic Council, Star Beam Guides, answer the call, time to shine. And I love this. You're being guided to connect with the galactics, and this is huge. This could be connecting with your spirit guides, connecting with ETs and aliens, connecting with, you know, extraterrestrials, your galactic guides. Some of you guys are star seeds, and this will be very, very important to connect in with your galactic team that you have, and kind of waking up to that. Or even some of you guys might be, maybe you came from other planets or star systems, and this might be an important part of who you are that you're waking up and discovering and tapping into and integrating. Merkaba activation. This is you're rising up. This is my light body activation card. The equinox is an amazing time to be doing DNA activation work or light body activation work with these energies. Perfect time for it. We have a lot of light codes. We can, you know, encode these with ourselves. So working on your light body. We have the soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts and remembering who you are. And I love this too, because we have a lot of soul contracts coming up, especially the twin flame one that is so important. So many of you guys are having to clear outdated ones. It means that once your contract is fulfilled, you've already learned your lessons, and that's about it. You're gonna know, like writings on the wall. But with your twin flame, you have a soul contract for union, and this is important for keeping you on track. And it depends on the twists and turns that are going to happen to getting you there. I feel that both twin flames have agreed to play certain roles for each other in your awakening as a catalyst for your awakening. Whatever has happened between you and your twin flame, some of it has happened because it's meant to. And a lot of people are like, why? To trigger your spiritual awakening, to help you to wake up, to help you to grow, to help you with accountability. So if you have certain issues and you've had them your whole life, your twin flame might come in and, you know, show you some of these things so that you can heal them and to help you. They're here to help you with your issues. Whatever your issues are, they might be magnified within this connection in whatever way to show you them so that you can heal them and that you can free yourself from some of these things that have been holding you back. And so your twin flame is going to come in to always aid you or help you with your healing journey or your ascension or what you need to work on. So like say you're really, I'll just make up something, codependent and clingy and suffocating in your relationships, your twin flame is probably super independent and doesn't have time for you. Or it's going to be the opposite a lot of times. Like I know people that are like really set on X, Y, and Z happening, and on purpose, twin flame does not do X, Y, and Z every single time to trigger you, like to show you things or to show you your patterns, jokes aside, or whatever it is. And this is the duality and the polarity I was talking about. But I do feel this stuff is agreed upon on a greater level of some of the soul contracts that have and will played out in our lifetime to help us with our healing and things that we need to work on within ourselves. And so it just kind of depends on what that is too. So some of the circumstances might be agreed upon. It just kind of depends. Stargate heart chakra opening, unlocking generosity. So heart chakra healing, we put that into the divine feminine side. Make sure that you're working on healing and keeping your heart chakra open, divine masculine. Okay, some of you guys are facing delays and things like that. It just kind of depends. This is my karmic justice card too, and like clearing things that aren't good for you, aren't fair. It could be a karmic cycle. It could be karmic attachments of people. It just depends, like clearing something on the divine masculine side coming up. It's like my cutting cords card. Okay, so we have the Seven of Cups in reverse, and this is like my reality check. We did that for the other side. This is my reality check, getting clarity and kind of seeing things. Now usually this is it's like a kid in the candy shop thinking you got all these options, but in reverse it's like this DM is stuck on the DF and they might feel they've messed things up or missed an opportunity. They're now getting clarity. They're getting a reality check. They might be getting a hardcore awakening. Okay, not going to go too into this, but oftentimes, like if there's the runner chaser element, the runner tends to go through a lot karmically. to get them where they need to be. It just kind of depends on the situation of who this message is for, okay? We have the Knight of Cups, and this is in reverse, and some of you guys, this is like, and this is the DM. Some of you guys are going through, this is usually my like high energy cup card, but some of you guys are, you know, in an unhealthy way, having to face ways where you've been trying to manipulate your situation to get your needs met instead of just saying what you want directly, and maybe trying to force the hand. And it kind of depends, and maybe this is like needing to take care of yourself and love yourself in the ways that you're expecting your partner to do it in some way, maybe needing to show up more. So when this is my Knight of Cups, this is my Knight coming in real strong with love offer and, you know, love. And when it's in reverse, maybe some of you guys have like backed away from the situation. You might be overthinking, you know, and maybe you're dealing with something in this situation. I think this will give us a little bit of clarity because we have the Hermit in reverse. Some of you guys are withdrawing too much and you're feeling, you know, a little too in that Hermit energy, but this is because it's the Hermit in reverse. So Hermit upright, spiritual awakening, because it's in the Hermit in reverse, you're supposed to be getting out of your little healing bubble and back into union. If you're in separation, maybe you're in union and you've been spending a little bit too much time in your head or by yourself, which is good. It's wake up energy, but maybe needing to focus and make this spiritual union a priority because it's a big part of your path, right? And I know we got as they say, I'm beginning to really understand, as they say, to choose love over fear, and we have that choice to choose this union, to choose love, and to really go all in on it. So if you're hesitating, you're not sure, you know, you're playing it safe, you know, you don't know, you got lots of options because we have that card, right? Or you're just, I don't know, you're enjoying your solitude a little too much and you're becoming like that country cowboy, like, right? Like lone wolf, as they say, or, you know, you're not sure, and you're like, you kind of on, you know, back and forth with it. Needing to clear some type of block here that is keeping you a little too isolated. That's all I'm saying. And I mean with your DF, this is a twin flame reading. I mean in your love life, right? So this could be hesitating, you're not sure, you're kind of playing it safe, because when I had that Knight, he rushes right in and he knows what he wants. This might be a little, you're getting clarity, but maybe a little unclear. This could be unclear on what to do, or just needing a little bit more clarity, or that clarity is coming online, but you haven't acted yet, right? So Aries is like action energy and making things happen, right? And I'm a big fan of that. Like, we got to make everything happen around here, but it just kind of depends too. So for a masculine, healing your heart chakra, opening your heart, and maybe being all in if you're on the fence or you're not sure. All right, I'm going on that note anyways, but have a beautiful rest of your day. If you need me, I do have healings and activations up for today. Tons of equinox ones too. That's what I'm going to be doing, right? Looking for something to do for the equinox. I got all that stuff on my site. You can just flip through, go with what you're guided to. Great time to do some healing work. I have tons of, like I said, healings, activations, clearings. You can flip through them, go with what you're guided to. It's all really, really going to help you. Have a beautiful rest of your day.